I graduated from King George High School back in 2002. Towson was one of the schools that came in and started recruiting me towards the end of, like high school recruiting session. So I didn't really know what I was getting myself into, as far as college football wise. And I made some great friendships along the way. And without my experiences at Towson, without me being able to cross paths with certain individuals, I probably wouldn't be here today. I didn't really have aspirations of playing in the NFL going into Towson. I mean, let's be real. You're going into Towson from a place like King George, Virginia. It's not a football powerhouse. Now Towson's a little bit more known, but back then, it wasn't like that. I felt like I was going to go to Towson and then take that jump to the next level. But probably my redshirt sophomore year, so my third year there, was kind of a changing point. Was kind of a turning point for me in my career, and it kind of switched my mindset after a conversation I had with my offensive line coach there. And by the time my senior season rolled around, I had a little bit of buzz, nothing crazy, but once the season ended and I got linked up with my agent, throughout the season, scouts were coming in and they were asking questions about me, and it just kind of gave you a little bit more motivation to be at your best. And by the time my senior year rolled around, I didn't get a combine invite. So when my pro day was there, my agent had 20 plus coaches and scouts there. So it was a pretty big deal for me. I didn't get that invite, but I was still kind of recovering from a high ankle sprain. I got my last game of the season. It's the first time I really got hurt, and I got a high ankle sprain my last game of the season in college. So I kind of, like I said earlier, it was a blessing in disguise that we didn't get that combine invite, because I wasn't able to put on the best display that I would have needed to. So I bought another month without getting a combine invite. Once my pro day rolled around, I did everything that I wanted to do. Back home at my parents' house in King George, Virginia. But it was a good amount of people there, just coming by, just fellowshipping and enjoying each other's company. But then the second day rolled around, and my nerves and the butterflies started to increase. And I remember getting a call from the Falcons that morning, and they said that if I was there when they had their pick in the fourth round, they were going to take me. They didn't. Green Bay, same way. I had a lot of talks with them leading up to the draft. I remember they picked up a second pick in the fourth round, and I was like, okay, well, I'm going to Green Bay, because they were so high on me, and they picked a D2 guy. I didn't really suspect that the Saints would have drafted me, but they were my last workout. Like I said, I didn't go to the combine, so I had to take 12 or 15 visits. The Saints was like the last one, like 4 days before the draft. And I remember Doug Marrone wanted to work me out, and I remember talking to my agent. I was burnt. Like, I was just kind of getting off this whirlwind of trips and working out for all these, having all these private workouts. So it got to the last one 4 or 5 days before the draft, and I was just kind of tired, but my agent was like, go ahead, let's go ahead and do it. And it was the Saints, it was Doug Marrone, and I tried to put my best foot forward, and then they ended up taking me. It was such a big deal for me, and it still is a big deal. But when my career is over, I'll definitely be able to really reminisce and think back on it, and just realize how significant of a journey it's been.